Hi everyone. Before we jump into the interview, just want to quickly let you know that I'll be presenting a very special free offer at the end of this video. So just make sure you watch to the end. Right, so today joining me is Gloria, one of my clients who completed already my advanced coaching program. And Gloria is here basically to share her story and tell everyone basically how coaching changed her life. So, Gloria, would you like to quickly say hi, introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. So, yeah, my name is Gloria. I live in London. I've been here for 9 years now, and I work as a sales and events director. And yeah, I have a very, very busy life, working life. And until I started working with Alex, my private life was very upside down, and now it's a lot better.
Amazing, amazing. So you basically you are a busy businesswoman who's trying to have a relaxed life, I guess.
Yes, very much so. Yes, I don't mind being busy at work, but in my private life, I would like to, achieve the having it in order and relaxed and
Yeah,
enjoyable.
I guess is the aim for all of us. But
So tell me basically, how kind of what was it like before we started working together? So what was going on in your life at that time?
So I had already have some problems in my private life, which I had tried. I did ask my family for help, and my dad he knew a psychologist back in Italy. So I was doing some sessions over the phone with her. And so I then, for some reason, one or another, that didn't work out. I believe I needed probably someone closer, or maybe she wasn't the right person for me, because I think that's also a possibility. And then I didn't do anything for a while. That didn't last very long. I think it was about a 3 months sort of situation. I can't remember very well now. But yeah, then I didn't do anything for a while, and I remember that in the beginning of the year, I've decided I got to a point where I couldn't deal with it anymore. I had loads of OCDs. I had problems with my family, with my mom, for example. Some issues that were probably there for years and years and years. So I decided, yeah, my work life was very stressful. I was very unsatisfied, and so I decided that no, that's it. I need someone close. I need someone that I can speak to every week if necessary. And so that's when I decided to contact you. Yeah.
And what were you feeling? Kind of what emotions kind of dragged you to feel that right? Actually, now I really have to find someone.
Yeah. So it was, first of all, I realized that my level of stress went completely out of control.
mhm.
And it wasn't very easy, I think, because I think that for a few years I had quite a high stress level. But I don't know what happens in your life, that at some moment you're like, okay, definitely I can't deal with this anymore. It's gone too far. So the stress level was really, really high. And I was also, I was feeling, especially with the OCDs that I had, I was aware of it. So I decided actually being annoyed by it, but for some reason I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need help, because it was really, really getting out of control, and it was starting to be really unbearable. Yeah.
I remember when we started kind of working together, we were starting kind of trying to map out, okay, but what's the priority here for you, and where should we start? Because you were at that point with stress that it was pretty much affecting every single area of your life.
Yeah, every single thing. It was really out of control, and also it got that far out of hands that I was having self-hate as well. So because I couldn't overcome, because the stress was so high, the OCD was so high, I then started to obviously revert it on myself, being like, oh, it's my fault. So you've got that self-hate going as well,
Yeah.
which isn't pretty. No.
Yeah, and it takes strength as well to be able to, like, to say, right, this is the moment that I want to change something. So with everything that was going on at that stage, what were you hoping to get out of coaching?
But what I was expecting was only a small part of what I actually got. I think I was expecting to just be able to, you know, recognize and have the right thinking, the right approach towards things. So I was expecting to learn how to be able to deal with stress and learn how to be able to deal with OCD. But then, as you very well know, I've got a lot more out of that.
Yeah.
And this is what happens, you know. I mean, you sometimes, quite often, you approach a coach or any other type of support with an idea of what you want to work on, and you think, right, you know, I'm just stressed. And when you start kind of uncovering and you really focus, or for instance, you just come with stress at work, right, and you think, yeah, it's literally, I'm just stressed at work, and once you really start kind of understanding the feelings, this is when it shows you, right, actually it's not the work that is an issue, there's actually something else going on.
Yeah, correct. Yes, very, very true. Very true. I remember, yes, definitely was the stress at work. And then when the first sessions, we started uncovering a lot of things that might, you know, be connected to the past, or, you know, be connected to certain current situations. And then as you go along, you discover, well, to be honest with you, I started to actually learn about myself, which sounds weird because you spend all your life with yourself, so you think you know it, but you don't. So yeah, that was a great journey.
And was there anything that was holding you back from looking for support? And I'm talking about the first ever idea of trying to find someone to, you know, maybe talk to someone. Was there anything on your mind that you thought, right, you know, I'm not sure whether I should do that? Was there anything to do, I don't know, with time, money, or was there anything else?
Yeah, for me, the only thing, well, the main thing was money, really, because obviously, as you know, London is a very expensive place to live in.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even if you do earn well, you know, with all the expenses of rent and bills and travel that you have to do every single day, you do sometimes, you know, get a bit short at the end of the month. So I was actually really worried about money, because then again, you don't even think, like, for example, you think, oh, but if I spend it on that, I can't maybe afford to do that thing when I'm on holiday, or I can't afford to buy myself, you know, to go out for dinner that week, or, you know, these sort of things. But then again, if you think ahead, you are investing this money now, but what it gives you back, it's not comparable to any dinner out, any, you know, I don't know, any piece of clothing or jewelry or whatever it is that you want to buy for yourself. It's really not comparable. And also, once you do that, you are also able to know more. So in the future, you organize yourself better, so you know exactly how you're spending your money. And it's like a whole, what amazes me the most is the whole process, like how uncovering one little thing then has like a sort of like a domino effect on everything else in your life. So it, you know, it's about, and I always say this to a lot of people, that it's only about doing the first step.
Yeah.
Once you've done the first step, you've done something, you've become aware of it, and you're doing something about it. You're not just complaining about it and you're unhappy, you're actually doing something about it. So once you've done that first step, then it's just a journey downhill, I think. Like downhill meaning that it gets easy.
Yeah. And it's, I guess it's with, you know, like starting anything, like starting a diet or start going to the gym. It's like, you know, kind of you get into some sort of habit, and because you start seeing changes and benefits of it, and that something good is coming out of that, I guess that's slightly motivating to keep doing that as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
would you say then that was, the whole journey was worth the money you spent on coaching?
Oh my God, no amount of money is comparable to, honestly. No, there is, and I would say this to whoever asks, there is no amount of money that can cover what you get from a journey like this. No amount of money whatsoever.
Amazing.
It just does not matter at all.
Yeah, and I guess this is so important, that we find people who are able to say that aloud, you know, and they are like, they will be there to share the story, because you've changed so much. Like we've started, the Gloria I met on day one, this is completely different person right now. And also obviously the aim of it is that it's not like you will need forever help and support. It's all about kind of learning the strategies and techniques and ways of thinking that you can then apply by yourself, and obviously you be able to, you know, whatever new you're gonna face in your life, whether, you know, next month, in 5 years, in 20 years time, you will have all the tools you need to actually, you know, deal with that with yourself.
And actually, what's funny about when we first started doing our sessions, I think we were doing it every week, and I remember thinking at the time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have this every week, like every week of my life. I'm happy to do this. This is gonna be okay. And then you realize as you go along that you're like, actually, I can actually walk on my own a little bit. You know what I mean? So you start not, even from a financial point of view, for example, you start being able to look after yourself, you know, for a little longer than a week, and then it gets, you know, 3 weeks, and then maybe a month, and then a month and a half, and then, you know, 2 months, and then it's just it just, as it goes along, as it goes along, you build your confidence, and you build your, you know, yourself better, so you know exactly what triggers you and how to face, you know, whatever comes at you every day, and so you don't need it as often.
Definitely. And it's also making sure that, you know, you give yourself opportunity to test it, because if you don't test it on your own, how, you know, I can be there for you every week, but that's not the point. My point is that, you know, we discover everything, you gain the awareness, you gain the understanding, you gain the tools, and then obviously you can start testing, and we can just do the reflection and understand, right, okay, how did that go? So tell me now, basically, how, you know, how's it for you working together? Because obviously at the end of, I know that, you know, we knew each other a little bit, but basically it was all about kind of, oh, you have to open up to a stranger. How did you find working with me?
I found it very, very good. I think you are very, very easy to talk to, very easy to talk to. And whenever I entered the room, or whenever I turned on my iPad, I literally felt like I had someone that was with absolutely no judgment, and that I could say whatever I thought, that maybe in my overthinking head, I might have thought that it was horrible, or I might have thought that it was too sad, too shallow, thinking in a certain way, or too, you know, but you are receiving anything that I was saying to you. And I remember going into pretty dark places as well. Not in a little bit of, you know, hard feeling coming your way, like from you, meaning like, there was no, I didn't feel judged. I just felt like I had, you know, someone that was there to help.
Yeah, because we I think we both went through so many emotions. You know, there were days that there was some tears, there was laughter. You know, there were like cursing, and I guess it's important that you feel just really free, and whatever is on your mind, that you can pick up your mind. And I guess, and that's what I always tell people. You know, that's what I personally always first offer, kind of a free chat. You know, because I say, don't just sign up for the program. You know, you have to find the right person. You have to feel comfortable with the person. You'll be spending quite a lot of time together, and sharing all those kind of memories and stories, and those, and sometimes, as you know, you say, you know, the dark secrets, or something, whether you're proud of or ashamed of, or you basically sharing their life. So I guess it's, as you said, it's very important that you get the feeling that that's the right person to work with.
Absolutely. And to all of the people that I've come in contact in the world, I have been able to say things to you that nobody else, that I was never able to say to anyone else. And I still am not able to say to anyone else. But I've been able to share them with you because of that. Because like, I feel like there's no judgment. I feel like I can be completely free. I feel like if I say something that I think is very, very shameful, there's no judgment coming from your side. And if anything, the answer is, it's okay. You know, the answer is that you're allowed to feel anything that you feel, and it's fine, however you think it is, whether it's, you know, it's shameful, or it's too hard, or it's too dark. But And I think that to me is one of the most important things, because you have to be able to feel comfortable. Yeah.
You know, we went through so many different techniques, and we
Yeah.
kind of uncovered so many different underlying issues, and we discover your strengths, and we focus on your weaknesses, and we make sure that we learn how you can use your weaknesses. Now,
Yeah.
obviously we've been working for a while because you've done the advanced kind of coaching, but how quickly did you start noticing first changes?
I remember one of the first things that you made me do was, okay, especially, for example, focusing on OCD. One of the first things that you made me do, I remember, was writing everything down. So it was, okay, write down exactly what you do, when you do it, what goes through your head while you're doing that. And that is a very, very quick change. So I remember I actually found, I was with my boyfriend last year, and and we were, looking at old boxes and all that, and I found the print of my list of OCDs that I filled in for you.
Yeah.
And I bursted out crying because I read something like 38 or 39 OCDs every single day. And I bursted out crying because, obviously, thanks to you, I am now down to 0.
Yeah.
And then I remember you said, okay, so out of all these, what do you think would be the easiest to let go?
Yeah.
And then one by one, I remember you gave me techniques and that, and there were times I'm like, oh my God, I really can't drop this. I don't know why. It's really bothering me that I can't do it. Why can I not? And then you gave me different kinds of advice, different techniques. You're like, okay, so try this, try the other one, try that. And then one by one, we bloody smashed them all.
Yeah, we did. And the rituals were crazy, obviously, I mean, the OCD is always based on kind of anxiety, and that's what's also feeding the stress. And we went through, so much. And I remember that you were like, if you get ever to half of them, you would be happy with the result. Like, you never were kind of convinced that you would be ever able to get rid of some of the rituals that were, you felt like they were part of you. Definitely, and that's what I always say about coaching. There are so many different tactics and strategies. That's why we have to be so honest. Like, if something's not working for you, you have to feed back so I can understand, right, okay, what is about that strategy that didn't work for you, and then we we can understand. Once we understand it, we can try something different. So you basically never run out of options.
I never felt like I was fighting a battle on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like you had something. Okay, no, we're doing this, don't worry, like, I got you. This doesn't work, we're trying something else, it's fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like a team thing, we're not gonna, and then at one point because obviously, everyday life, you have days that you're like, oh my God, today about fighting my OCD, I literally don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have down days like this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we've been working on it. And when you are working for something really hard, it's not only about letting yourself down, but it's letting the team down. So I was like, no, because I said that I would do this, and I can't go back to Alex and say, no, I didn't do it. So I want to do it, So even when you had the down moment, when I had the down moment, it was always like bringing me, she's actually, I'm not fighting on my own. She's giving me all of the weapons and all of the tools that I need to be fighting this. Yeah. If I let myself down, I let her down as well.
Definitely. And it's exactly what you said, I mean, it's so important to know that there's someone else kind of ready to support you, and ready to basically come and say, right, okay, you had one bad day, well, it doesn't matter, tomorrow is another day. We're not waiting until next Monday or next New Year's Eve or whatever it is to start again. We literally start, immediately. And who cares that you slipped once? We only humans. We will always, you can have all the techniques you want, we always, every now and then, we will slip and have a cheat day, or something won't go exactly the way we want. But it's all about kind of building the resistance, knowing, right, okay, well, tomorrow is another day, so I'll go and, you know, smash another day.
We'll just do it again. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So what would you say was then the kind of the biggest challenge for you in that whole journey?
Oh God, I feel like I had a list of huge challenges. So let's say that I don't know what would be the best way to put it, but let's say that when we had our first meeting, I didn't know, I wasn't aware of where I was going. Okay, so the only things that I was aware of were the stress and were the OCDs. Okay, and these were huge battles for me to fight. Like, there were huge things for me to overcome, and we did a lot of work on them. And then throughout the journey, I discovered that actually, you know, I am in an unhappy marriage. And when you are with someone for a very, very long time, especially if you are with that person since you are a teenager, it's not very easy to recognize certain things. And especially because, you know, I'm 34. And if you are with someone since you are 18, some things for you are normal. And they don't necessarily, they're not necessarily normal in the outside world. Yes. So one of the biggest challenges for me, I didn't even know it was there. It wasn't one of the biggest challenges as in, like, because obviously for the people who are listening, I am no longer in that relationship. And I am going through divorce process at the moment, and I am very, very happy with my current partner. So at the beginning, I didn't know I had that. So it's the whole self-discovery and the challenge of actually making that step and ending a 14-year-old relationship wasn't the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge was telling myself, Gloria, look what's going on. Like, was becoming aware of what was happening. That was one of the biggest challenges, 100%. And then also another battle for me was because I had, as I said earlier, I had a lot of self-hate. So another battle for me was physical appearance and was, weight loss and all that. Again, if I didn't work on the OCD, if I didn't work on the stress, I would never have had the strength to go there and look at myself with different eyes. And when you look at yourself with different eyes, you know, I've always been looking in the mirror, not liking myself. And I've always been looking in the mirror, not being satisfied, always finding what was wrong with me. Sometimes I had people in my life, again, because some things were normal for me, they're not normal. I had people in my life telling me those things, you know, telling me that I wasn't good enough, that I had put on a lot of weight, or you're not ashamed of yourself that you have put on so much weight.
And somehow you believe them.
Exactly. And somehow I believed them because I didn't know what the difference was, because I didn't know that reality, and I didn't know that was a different thing. So the whole journey is very, very eye-opening. So you start fighting one battle, and then you open your eyes and you're like, oh my goodness, that's actually happening as well. Yes. So you find yourself, but it's not, what I'm trying to say, it's not a struggle every battle that you fight, because it's just, you just finding yourself, you find a battle and you're like, actually, I've already got the weapons for this. Let me take care of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's the whole process. So that's why I said at the beginning that it only takes one step.
Exactly.
Because the moment you sit down on a chair, and the moment you open the Skype and you have a session, you will have something that it's there for you at the moment to help you with that problem, with that instance that you're talking about at the time, but you don't know yet that that's going to actually help you, you know, later on in whatever other battles that you have to fight, and that it's not going to be that hard because you already have your tools.
Exactly.
So, you know, it was much harder for me, for example, working on stress and working on OCDs than ending a 14-year-old relationship, because at that point, I knew already what I had to do.
You were already a different person at that point when we were
Exactly.
approaching, when
Yeah.
you realized that actually, you know, one of the big things in your life that's happening is actually, you know, your marriage is not working at that stage. And that's when we decided to go that route as well, because we managed to already deal with the whole stress. The OCDs were pretty much non-existing for a long time, you know, and you already knew basically what you were worth. You know, you knew that you're confident, you were able to say that you like yourself, and this is what opened the route for you to understand, okay, right, what is there anything else in your life right now that it's basically not going well, and that's what you went through. So so knowing that now, where are you today? How would you describe the Gloria we can see today?
I'm free. Oh God.
Are they happy tears?
Very. Very. Yes, very. It's priceless.
Let's try again. Then who is the new Gloria then?
So I am happy, first of all, but not because I'm a pretty bubbly and happy person in general. So if people see me, you know, people who know me superficially always thought that I'm happy, you know, because that's the vibe that I give out. For me to say that I am genuinely happy, so it's not a fake life that someone is painting. I am actually genuinely happy. And I'm not happy, you know, I'm happy because I feel like I am, at the same time, I have been saved and I have saved myself.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely priceless. And there is no, I don't know how to describe it. There is no other thing that you can do for yourself that's better than this.
Like knowing what you know now, and knowing what, you know, how far you've come, what do you think would have cost you to not do that, to not sign up for coaching?
If I rewind my past couple of years and taking this experience out of it, I do think that I would probably be drowning right now. I would probably be drowning in stress. I would probably have not 38 OCD, but probably 5, very likely. I would probably be in a very unhappy relationship. I would probably be a person that I'm not happy to be and that I'm not proud of. So it would be a very, very different conversation, definitely, if I didn't have this journey. Luckily I did. So, so we're having a very happy conversation.
We do have Dan a happy Gloria.
Sometimes, you know, a little tear might happen there, because it's just showing you how much you achieved, and this is what I'm so proud of people like you, that you did have the courage to do it, and you stayed and you continued the whole progress, and you continuously were like, right, I want to get better, you know, and you are a big inspiration, and I really hope other women will find it really useful, because it's just a genuine story, and you really showed here, you know, kind of what happened to you, like, you know, you worked on your work situation, how you felt there, your family relationships, you know, your marriage. I mean, we are at the stage where you are nearly pretty much finished with the whole divorce, and you are happy now, and you're happy in a new relationship, and you're happy in your own skin. That's the most important thing.
That's absolutely the most important thing, because one thing I realized, I was in a relationship where I was trying to make someone else happy. You know, I was at work trying to make other people happy. You can't do that if you're not happy yourself. That is not possible. You can't have healthy relationships. You can't have a successful work life. And by successful, I don't mean only successful by numbers. I mean successful as in, like, you're not happy to go to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you are not happy within yourself. There is. I really hope. I really hope this is gonna help a lot of women out there. I really do. I have friends. I constantly talk about my journey, and I did not hesitate 1 second when you asked me to do this video thing, because you've got to talk about it. You know, that you go through things in your head that you feel ashamed of, and you think you're the only one feeling ashamed of. You're not. You know, you are definitely not. Whatever dark thoughts you have, whatever unhappiness you have, whatever issue you had in the past, whatever OCD, you know, you are definitely not the only person. 100%. So for every single woman out there who has 1 ounce of a doubt, forget it. If you buy yourselves one thing, do this. If you can only do one thing for yourself, you know, this year or this month or the next 6 months, if you only have one thing that you can spend your money on, definitely spend it on yourself. But on yourself is in like not buying clothes and all that. On yourself is in like
your personal development, your new journey. Yeah. We are where we are right now in our work, and it's okay to not feel okay. That's the most important.
Absolutely. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, 100%. And I have friends who I talk to every single day. You know, I tell them every single day, do this. It's only one step. And I will never ever get tired of saying this, because eventually we'll get there. But I'm never going to get tired of this, because whatever you think it's something, whatever you think that you can't overcome, it's not true. It's not true. You can. You know, and that's what I loved about it. And this is exactly what I was saying at the beginning, that when you do the first step with you, like my experience with you was having someone that is non-judgmental, that is a rock, because it doesn't matter what you go at her with, she's got an answer. She's like, yeah, this is how we're doing this. You know, it's like solving a math problem. But how do I do 2 + 2? This is the way.
Yeah, exactly.
whatever problem I was coming with, there was always an answer for it.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you're going through, a horrible relationship, self-hate, OCD, the loss of someone, just do it.
You know, you are living proof of that can work, you know, and coaching can help pretty much any issue. And that's why I say it's so important to meet the person first, to have a conversation. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's face to face or Skype. Skype works as well as being just, you know, sitting next to each other, and just making sure that you are going to choose the right coach if you go for coaching, making sure that you do feel comfortable. And you know, it doesn't take forever to improve. Once you are doing this on a regular basis, and then we give you time to practice, and then we come back, review, and then you get stronger and stronger, you know, you can create the best person you can be in pretty much, you know, no time, if you look at all the years you've already, you know, had without that knowledge and without that awareness and all the tools. And then that knowledge, you know, there's no expiry date on this. They will stay with you forever.
And you know what, as well, I see a lot of people, you know, friends and acquaintances are like, oh, you know, I feel confused because I don't have a goal yet. I don't know where I'm going with my life. I don't know. You don't have to either. I think that the moment you start discovering yourself, then it will all come. Like, it's just about starting, because I didn't have, you know, any goal being like, okay, I want to become this. I need a coach because this is my goal. I want to become this in my life, and this is it. You know, all I wanted to do was manage stress and get rid of a few OCDs. And then you realize that you're so much more than that. Exactly. You know, you discover yourself. And I find that self-love is priceless. Yeah. And that's what you I think that's what you learn in a journey like this. You know what? Acceptance as well. Because you are, and for me, I am an extremely impatient human being, and there are, as a control, you know, person, obsessive, you do understand how to accept things that are not under your control. And you know, I have conversations now with my boyfriend for some things that where he gets like completely freaked out. He's like, how are you not angry at this? And I'm just like, well, is there anything I can do to actually change it? If there was, I would be the first person in line there fighting to change it.
Yeah.
But if there isn't, is it worth my health? It's not. I'm sorry.
And I remember how hard that was for you to learn that, to be. That was I guess for us it was one of the big challenges, you know, how can you overcome this? But you know, again, if you put work into it, if you trust that person, if you trust the system I created, and I'm very glad that people can really, you know, openly talk about this and say that I've really helped them, you know. That's the reason I'm here. That's the reason I'm also invited you to share your story, because I want people to get what you have. I want other people to feel the joy, other people to understand, other women to really kind of be able to say, right, I like myself, you know. I might be not perfect, I might have not the perfect, I don't know, weight or appearance or job or career, but I like myself, I'm happy with myself.
And I mean, let's do this. Let's just get more women to experience.
And to all the women out there, 100% girls, do not wait another second to do this. I thought that I was the only person experiencing those things.
Yeah.
But I'm not. And it's perfectly acceptable. And even if I was the only person, then what?
Exactly, and you are. And I'm being honest. You are a massive inspiration, and well done for everything you've done. Well done for being so honest. So thank you so much for that, Gloria. And yeah, thanks. And you know, we can only keep rooting for everyone else trying to just go for a similar journey. And as Gloria said, you know, anyone can do that. So if anyone wants to know more, just get in touch. So I hope you enjoyed the interview with Gloria. Now it's time for you. I would like to offer you a free discovery call so we can discuss what's going on right now in your life. What have you got to lose? It's free. So sign up for the call and I will speak to you soon.